Hi! Today we're going to learn how to take your baritone out of your case and buzz your lips to make a sound on the mouthpiece, and then we'll put the mouthpiece in the baritone and play our first note. Here is a baritone case, and what I want you to be careful about is to open it right side up. That's really the first thing we need to be conscious of. And so I'm going to lay the baritone case down, and what I'm noticing on my case is that it says Yamaha on this side, but it does not say it on this side, and you probably have something similar, so the brand name of the instrument has a label. If you don't have that, you will look for the latches to be able to flip up. So I have my label and my latches are set to go, so I'm going to reach down and flip them up, and I can release the latch. And I open the case, and I want to be careful not to let the top of the case fall, so I may need to lay it down with my hand. If you look in your case, you'll notice you have a mouthpiece and you have a baritone. You may also have a polished cloth and some valve oil, but you don't need to worry about those yet. Take your mouthpiece and lift it up, and make sure you're sitting in your chair real straight, that you have real straight posture. And in order to buzz on the mouthpiece, which is how we get a sound on the baritone, you have to get your lips a little bit wet and say the letter M. And when you say M and leave your lips closed, you will notice the corners just a little bit firm. M. And then you place the mouthpiece on your mouth in the center. So make sure you're centered side to side and top to bottom. M. And then what you're going to do is you're going to blow air through your lips while you're pressing your lips together slightly, and it'll create a buzz like this. And if you do that into the mouthpiece, it'll sound like this. And what I want you to do for 1 minute each day is to pick a note, any note, whatever pitch you happen to land on, and try to hold that pitch steady for as long as you can. Make sure to take a deep breath. And as soon as you run out of air, inhale and try it again. I'll try a different pitch this time. And that'll get you warmed up. The next thing I want you to do with your mouthpiece is to make a siren sound. Make the pitch go up and down. So listen to mine and then you try it. Take a breath. And then when you run out of air, inhale and try it again. And do that for about a minute each day, and that'll really start to develop the muscles around your embouchure. Embouchure is the word we use for how we shape our mouth to make a sound on our instrument. Now we're ready to get our baritone out and try our first note. So I'm going to ask you to put your mouthpiece somewhere safe. You can either put it back in the case, or I'm going to just put mine behind me on the chair. And I want to ask you to be real careful with this instrument. You don't want to add any new dents or scratches to it, so always be real careful when you hold it. I'm going to stand up the baritone in its case by just putting my hand in the bell, and then I can grab onto it here and just stand it up. And then when you lift it, you can put one hand on either side. You can sort of put your hand under there on the big tube, and lift this up to your lap and sit it on your right thigh. Now grab your mouthpiece from the safe place you stored it in, and it's going to go into this hole, which is the lead pipe. Gently place it in, a little bit of a twist, and you're done. Whatever you do, don't pound it, because it will get stuck and then you can't get it back in the case, and you'll have to call Mrs. Regan for a house call to get the mouthpiece unstuck. And Mrs. Regan is very busy. So this is how you hold your baritone. Sit it on your right knee, and you basically want the mouthpiece to come to your mouth without being slouched and without being too low. So you want it to match where your mouth is. So it's probably, as it's sitting on your lap as a fifth grader, it's probably okay right where it is. As you get taller, we're going to need to find something to rest the baritone on, and I have a trick for that. But for right now, it's probably okay on your lap. If you are tall, you may want to get on your tippy toe and raise up your thigh. And if you're a peanut, you may want to lower your leg so that it reaches your mouth. Take your left arm and reach it around, and you'll see this long tube here. Just grab onto that. Take your right hand and put it inside this loop. 3 fingers, 1 on each valve, and your thumb is going to go in this little ring. First note is called a B flat. And that's what a B flat sounds like. We play a B flat without pushing any valves. We'll push those later. And by blowing a nice low note into the baritone with a relaxed embouchure. You try it. Listen to mine again. Notice when I play, I always inhale from the sides of my mouth, so I get a lot of deep breath that way. If I sniff through my nose, I don't get enough air, so you always open your mouth, place it, and that's your B flat.